Hello everybody, it's Ms. Davio with another Wednesday reading for you. Today you will notice that we are not where we normally are. We're in my kitchen. And that's because the book that we're going to read today is about baking. And I love baking. One of my favorite things to bake is cookies, but I also really like to bake pies. I have my pie dress on for the occasion, and I love to bake. The only part I do not love is cleaning up, and that's something that you always have to do when you bake. So, you know, I do clean the things up, but as you can see, my kitchen's nice and clean right now. I enjoy eating them more than I enjoy cleaning the dishes. All right, so I'm going to read you a really fun book today called Sugar and Spice and Everything Mice, which is a really funny title for a book. So this book is written by Silvestro and it is illustrated by Christee Curran-Bauer. And there are lots of silly puns and mousy words that are cheese themed in here because mice love cheese. So I bet that you'll be able to spot a lot of really funny words that maybe you didn't know. And they're probably kinds of cheese. It's got nice end paper with whisks and oven mitts and rolling pins and beaters and all sorts of kitchen-y things. Sugar and spice and everything mice. The snow fell fluffy and white. The pond was a sheet of ice. Winter was in full swing. And Lucy had never been happier. She had shown her friends how wonderful winter could be, and now they mice skated together nearly every single day. One blustery, blizzardy morning, Lucy and her friends prepared to go above ground. But when Lucy opened the door, a fierce blast of wind sliced through the burrow. "Oh dear," said Lucy. "It's monstrous out there," said Marcello. The mice heaved their bodies against the door to shut it tight. "Too bad," said Mona. "So stormy," said Millie. "Don't worry," said Marcello. "We can all Manosh go outside tomorrow." Lucy smiled fondly at her friends. "It's a hot cocoa kind of day," she said. As Lucy stirred the milk, she got an idea. She loved how her friends had warmed to winter, her favorite season. Now she would do something special to thank them. She handed Mona, Millie, and Marcello their steaming mugs. "I'll bake us something to go with it," she said. "Brownies?" asked Mona. "Sugar cookies?" said Millie. "Cheesecake?" begged Marcello. "Pretty please, with Parmesan on top?" "Absolutely," said Lucy. Since Lucy had taught herself to skate, surely she could teach herself to bake. Then she could show her friends how too. She scampered to her room, tied on her apron, and set to work. Measuring and mixing, beating and whisking, rolling and licking. And when the brownies were done, Lucy tasted one. "Too dry," she said, so she tossed them in the trash. That's when Mona peered inside. "Are the brownies ready?" she asked. "Not quite yet. Do you need some help?" "Nope, all good," fibbed Lucy. Baking wasn't as easy as Lucy thought it would be, but she had promised her friends, so she tried again. This time she made sugar cookies. She mixed the dough, rolled it, and cut it into shapes, but the cookies burned to a crisp. Millie ducked in and took a sniff. "Everything okay?" she asked, wrinkling her nose. "Just fine," Lucy lied. "I'd be happy to." But before Millie could finish, Lucy shuffled her out and shut the door. She didn't want her friends to think she was a failure. Lucy tightened her apron and gave it another go. How hard could cheesecake be, she thought. Turns out it could be hard. Very hard. Lucy's cheesecake was as solid as a rock. Marcello poked his whiskers inside. May I have a morsel? He asked. Lucy turned beet red. I just wish you would let us help, said Marcello. That's when the oven went boom. So did Lucy's temper. That's it, she squeaked, yanking off her apron. I quit. The storm had ended outside, but Lucy stormed on the inside. She brushed past Marcello, grabbed her skates and her pom-pom hat, and raced to the pond. Lucy skated hard and fast across the ice. She spun around until she was dizzy. And for the first time, she did a full-on triple twist. I can't wait to teach everyone, she thought. That's when Lucy realized something. Skating had come so easily to her, but she knew it hadn't been easy for everyone. The other mice had needed her help. Help. Lucy dashed home and nearly crashed into Mona, Millie, and Marcello. Help, she said. Will you help me bake? We thought you'd never ask, they said. Mona brought recipes. Millie brought cups, bowls, and spoons. Marcello brought lots and lots and lots of ingredients. The mice worked together, sifting, stirring, savoring, until finally success. Good gorgonzola! Look at this feast, exclaimed Marcello. It was time for a taste. Delicious, said Mona. Scrumptious, squeaked Millie. Unbelievable, cried Marcello. Lucy licked her lips. I couldn't have done it without your help, she said. Speaking of help, said Marcello, I'll help myself to more cheesecake. The mice giggled. And together, they ate every last crumb. The end. So I like this book because it also talks about the value of accepting help, right? We're not always all good at all of the things, and everybody needs to ask for help sometimes. I think this book is important because it shows that with a little bit of help from your friends, you can do just about anything that you set your mind to, but you have to be willing to let somebody help you, right? And I think that right now, especially with us learning at home, we all need a little bit of help with something. So I'm sure that you can find ways to not only ask for help, but to also give help around your house. I hope that you enjoyed this book, and I hope that you get to enjoy something sweet and tasty today. Have a wonderful day.